Today, I'm going to talk about globe data in action with examples from Asia and Pacific region. The Asia Pacific region is composed of 16 countries. Oh, I'm sorry. First, we'll do a little bit of the overview of the Asia and Pacific region. Hopefully, our presenter will be online very shortly, and that is Mr. Vinod Shrestha. He is the country coordinator for Nepal, as well as the GIAC representative from the region. And he will provide examples from Asia and Pacific region, and then I will just go over some upcoming dates. Oh, and welcome, Vinod. So you are now here. Julie will bump you up to participant, and I will turn it over to you as soon as I give a little background. So the globe Asia and Pacific region is composed of 16 countries, and the first two countries to join were Australia and South Korea, and they joined on April 21st in 1995. Not long after that, Japan joined on August 29th in 1995. So as I mentioned, our presenter today is on the Globe International Advisory Committee. He is also the country coordinator for the country of Nepal. The regional help desk for this region is located in the country of India, and the region also has a representative on the Science Advisory Committee from the country of Thailand. So since the beginning of the program, students in the Asia and Pacific region have entered in over 875,000 data points from over 2,600 schools. So the Asia and Pacific region has been very active. Additionally, in addition to putting in data, the students are very active in the Student Climate Research Campaign. So a couple of the images, these three images on the slide, are from our student calendar competition that we held in the fall of 2012. And these images come to us from the Indira Ideal Senior Secondary School in India. And then we also have representation from Thailand and the Philippines here as well. So the region has done wonderful things, and they've also been involved in our video competition. And I'll talk a little bit more about the calendar competition, or the video competition that's currently underway. So today's webinar is presented by Mr. Vinod Shrestha. He is the GIAC representative from the Asia and Pacific region, representing the region for 2012 through 2013. He's also the country coordinator from Nepal. So I will now turn this over to Vinod, and he will take over.
Hello, good evening, good morning, I don't know, but here is, hello everyone, can you hear me? Is it clear or not?
You sound great, thank you.
Okay, thanks. So I'm Vinod Shrestha. I'm the country coordinator of Nepal since 2000. So now I'm just representing the GIC from the Asia Pacific. So welcome you all in the webinar. So, okay, now I got a slide. So Jessica, if I'm right, I'm just going to explain the slide in the beginning.
Yes, that's correct. Go ahead and use the arrows.
Okay, I think I saw a mute sign in Jessica. So, okay, I'm just beside the globe. I'm also work in one organization. It's named Environmental Camps for Conservation Awareness. So it's known as the ECCA. Okay, first I'm just going to tell about when the globe started in Nepal. So the globe program was launched in Nepal in 2000. So in the 2000 we conducted a teacher training program in October, where there are altogether more than 70 participants from 8 countries participated in the program. So after that we conducted several programs joined with ECCA. So ECCA is conducting a program since 1989, and we have lot of places where we have conducted programs. So we are doing the joint program with ECCA. So the main highlight of the joint program since 2000 is the establishment of the water classroom in one of the schools. So we had promoted chlorine solution by simple technology. It's like a water shot device which we adopt the technology from Switzerland. So we conducted various training to the teacher, student, and as well as we also to the community too. So we also established a student club in each school where we implement the program, so which is known as the nature club, which implement different program by the club member in the school as well as community. So is the speed okay, or can you all hear properly?
Yes, you sound great.
Okay, thank you.
Are you still there? Are you still there, Banan? Okay, I guess he's having a little bit of some connection issues, so hopefully he'll join back up with us very shortly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip ahead to just the end of the presentation and go over the upcoming dates, and then when he comes back, he can continue on with his presentation. So I'm just going to slide through these really quickly. Okay, so for our upcoming dates, we have started the month of March, which is the Great Global Investigation of Climate. So make sure to get out there and start collecting your air temperature, precipitation, and soil temperature data. For the month of April, we have the climate and land cover intensive observing period. So we are encouraging classrooms to get outside and look at their land cover and submit photographs to the Globe website. Also ongoing is the phenology and climate, and right now is a fantastic time to get outside and make those measurements. Okay, so I'll come back to this. Banat is back, so let me run back to where he left off. Okay. We can. Yes.
Hello, can you?
Yes, you
Can
can.
all of you hear me? Because I have internet problem here, so it might be take a little bit longer time. Okay, thank you. So I'm still waiting for the PowerPoint. So it's coming. It's on the way. So I'm far away from US, so that I think it's take a time to be here. Okay, that's good. Now I can see the PowerPoint. Yes, thank you, Jessica. So as I mentioned, so can I start? Shall I start now or not? So all are ready? Okay, thank you. So, we have conducted several environment awareness program in a school as well as community teachers since the 87. Besides that, we have our own resource center where we conduct a training program. It's an overnight training program to the teachers, students, and all the world we share. So we are the first who come with the concept of Children Nature Club in Nepal in 1992. So we are the organization who established a first paper recycle in Nepal. So with the concept of reduce the paper waste and to make it useful. So this is our methodology. Okay, sorry. So this is our methodology. How can we work? So as you've seen in the pyramid, so the upper part is the expert, where a few number of people from the community will get expertise in subject. The expert will conduct a program to the youth, and those trained youth they conduct a program among the youth as well as to the children. At same, the trained children also conduct such type of program to their friend and to the neighbor school. The main aim of this methodology is to create the awareness to the community, where we conduct several programs with the children. The program itself is designed by the children with the help of the youth, and they all together, youth, children, went together to the community and implement the design program. So this is the basic concept how ECCA is working in Nepal. So now I'm just talking about, I'm going to explain about the water classroom, what we did in the water and what is the concept of established water classroom. So the water classroom is basically a one-stop center where the learner, that might be the children, teacher, or anywhere, is able to know about and understand the useful about the water. What is the importance of water? How can we preserve it? Why we have to preserve it? And how can we use the water in our daily life? So most of them thought that water is only for drinking, taking the bath, to make our personal cleaning, hygiene cleaning for the cleaning. But that is the one concept of water. But there are a lot of things behind that also. So we just want to show those type of importance in the water classroom. So this is one of the basic photograph I am just showing you right now. We have established a water classroom in Yasodhara Bodhi Secondary School in Lalitpur district of Nepal. So basically, Lalitpur is one of the cities in the Kathmandu Valley. So Kathmandu Valley, there are
No, you sound fantastic.
The
Yes,
valley include of the three districts where the Kathmandu is the capital, and we have adjoined Lalitpur and Bhaktapur district. So we established a school in a Lalitpur district. These are the basic, the concept, the photograph of the water classroom. So I got a message from Gary that I'm lost my voice. So can you just type it over there? Can you all hear me or not? Really, but I got a message from Gary. Gary, can you hear me now? Okay, okay. So now in the name I'm going to. So this is the basically concept of the water classroom. So this is basically we develop as a lightning water cycle. So where it blinks the water in the beginning, so the student can easily understand the method how can it evaporate and how it goes and how it converts into water. So it's like a lighting system. So behind the poster we have a light over there. So it's like a blinking. It started with evaporation blinking and goes over there and just come fall with the rain. So it's like a the process is in a simple way, but we are just trying to make it more simple so that the student, those who visit the water classroom, they can easily understand about the water cycle. So this is the basically water animals. So giving the concept about the aquatic animals. So the groundwater recharge 3D model. So it is the basically developed in the 3D model where they can easily see our the soil properties. So how is characterization, soil characterization. So how the water is filtered by the naturally and how it's recharged, how the groundwater recharges. So what is the important component to be recharged? So what happens if there is no tree and how is it really helpful or is the groundwater really recharged if there is no tree and difference between the trees greenery and none. So it's like a 3D concept model. So this is basically the 3D, not exactly, it's a prototype of the hydropower where we can easily see the lightning bulb when we have just keep a pressure over there and like the water turbine is revolved to the water spin the water turbine and is generate electricity with a small magnet just keeping on the top. So it's just like a prototype how the electricity is generated from the hydropower. So this is a basically distillation process. So this is basically biosand filtration. And it is really important in Nepal because as the many of the people who are still surviving with the groundwater. If you really talk about in the valley, Kathmandu, where I live, is the capital. So we can get hardly 2 times in a week from the government tap water. So rest of the time either we have to buy a water in a tank or we can just use the groundwater where there is a lot of iron and other minerals and all the chemical properties over there. So to reduce for those kind of things, so we have just developed, just shown the biosand filter, how it is useful for our daily life. So as water can display all impurities after sedimentation, mind can also displace all the negative thought when it is still. So it's like only thought. So it is basically the model of the water clock, how the ancient people, when there is the clock is not developed, how they are using it. How can they calculate it, the timing, with the help of this water clock. So it's like electrolysis method, how can we generate electricity and other kind of things. As I've already mentioned in the previous slide, so we are also now promoting the water soul. It's like a water purification device in with the link of this project. So that is also the one of the electrolysis method to just produce the chlorine from the salt and water. So this is a little bit some only the display. So this is the basically this sound. Is there really water affect the sound or not? So that is one of the concept. That's why we can feel the water of the different level in the bottle, and we just play with the stick, so that it will clearly know that the level of water gives the level of the different sound. So we can also play a music from the water. So these are the basically, we have a reading center where we have a lot of books about the water related and other environment related in the corner, as well as we have a like we just provide a computer for the to adopt the new technology for the students, so they can search about on it and just find out. So like this is a Rhino smart poster. So we just have give we just give a character of Rhino to give the message on the water, because as a Rhino you can get in here the Rhino easily. So Rhino is the main animal you can see in our national park or something like that, so that it will make me easy for to disseminate the information to the community as well as student. So this is basically the small calculation how much water we use, and actually what happened if how can we save the water from that. Like the small example in the beginning is like the brushing teeth. If you have running the tap water without closing it, we can use 45 liters for the brushing. But if we use a glass, then it decreases, and only half liter is enough for that. So it's like just an example of how can we reduce the water from how can we not reduce, but how can we minimize the uses of water by these things. So it also helps the student to know exactly how much water they are wasting, and as we know that water is a really important component for all of us and is a big issue all around the world. So this is basically how much water contained in our bodies. You see the poster, you can clearly see now. So this is basically artificial pond we developed here. So artificial pond we developed here. So it's like if you see in the first slide, you can clearly see the pond we just developed in the room. So actually this water will come from the rainwater. So rainwater will collect here, and once overflow, the overflow pipe goes directly to the toilet, so it can be used to clean the toilet of the school too. So I don't have to explain all these photos.
Yes. Thank you very much, Binod, for talking to us about the water classroom. Does anyone have any questions for him? You can type it into the chat window. Give a minute or two for some questions.
It's a technology from the UV rays comes out
see
from
that
the
Gary
sun.
is typing, so
it is very useful in a rural area. So this is a basically 3D model of water distribution of our in the Lalitpur districts.
This is some really interesting some really interesting work that you guys are doing over there, and I really appreciate you sharing it with us. And I hope that you'll have some of the students that participate in the water classroom submit to the video competition. So you have a few more days to get those submissions in. If there are any students who like to do videos, that would be great.
The questions and answers.
See what Gary
and even the NASA administrators showing how much they what happened or what kind of things they have to done during the space. And it's an interaction program with the schools.
Yeah, so Gary was just saying that he really likes the water classroom. Water is very important to us, and World Water Day is coming up, so it's a great time to do that.
So this is basically photos that not only the student from the Nepal, also the student from the India visited the water classroom and just get a knowledge. And we are just planning to establish a water classroom in India too. So I think that is my last slide. So Jessica. Okay.
Okay, well, since we're running a little low on time, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the webinar. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in to the chat window, and we'll stick around at the end to finish it. But thank you again. I really enjoyed listening to your presentation and all the work that you're doing in Nepal for the GLOBE program. So as I mentioned earlier, February and March are March and April, we have IOPs. So we have the Great Global Investigation of Climate currently going on. And then in April, we have the Climate and Land Cover. Also, phenology and climate is ongoing. It's a perfect time right now to go out and establish your site if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, as we're starting spring, the season of spring, and looking at things like bud burst and green up. So, and then the Southern Hemisphere, of course, we have green down. So go ahead and start establishing those sites and start taking your bud burst and green up measurements. So the next webinar will be on March 19th, Globe Data in Action. We also have some other wonderful webinars coming up through the months of April, May, and June. So be sure to tune into those as well. Representatives from the GLOBE program will be at the National Science Teachers Association Conference in San Antonio, Texas, from the 11th through the 14th of April. We have an exhibit in the exhibit hall where we'll do talks and activities. It's also a great time to go see other organizations that are going on there. The GLOBE annual partner meeting is going to be held at Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland, and that's from the 12th to the 16th of August. So make sure that you start looking at your plans, and hopefully that everyone can attend. Some other activities going on, we have the Earth Day video competition right now. We're taking submissions. So the deadline for submissions is this Friday, March 8th. So there's still some time to get out there and show how GLOBE is impacting your community. The virtual student conference is taking submissions from the 15th of March through the 15th of April. There's a link down at the bottom, highlighted down here, GLOBE 2013 Virtual Student Conference, where you can find more information, and that's open to everyone. Leading up to Earth Day, we will announce the winners of the Earth Day video competition, and then following that, we will open up the student virtual conference and have those presentations online. And the winners of the student conference will also be announced right before the annual meeting. And during the annual meeting, we'll also have the student research exhibition, and that's going to repeat like we did last year. So this is partner-nominated student research, and those students can attend the meeting if the partner is able to send them. Otherwise, they can present virtually. So look for more information on that coming. Nominations will be taken in May. So again, the next webinar is the 19th of March. It'll be like this. It'll be Globe Data in Action, but this time we'll look at Europe and Eurasia. And the presenter that week will be Mladen Matveyev. He is a physics teacher at a vocational school for meteorological technicians, and he is also a court-appointed expert for meteorology in the country of Croatia. So we're looking forward to hearing from him. So again, thank you, Vinod, for presenting your work on the water classroom and globe activities in Nepal. And with that, I'll take any questions or comments. And if you have any other questions later down the road, feel free to join in on the discussion board